All right, Mr. Cage just started today with Miss Casey Tyler. The thought is this: cheating is not primarily the act of sexual relations. Cheating involves quality time invested and intent. And I'm not smiling because I'm promoting cheating. I'm smiling because I got my partner on, and we're gonna have a discussion about the thought of the day from her viewpoint, my viewpoint. We're gonna see where it goes. So, ma'am, what is your thought about this statement?
I really love it because I think that most people do think that cheating has to do mostly with the sexual intercourse. And my thing is the intent is everything first for me, because my first thought is, why did you even want to go and be with another person, be with another woman? Because that's what matters to me. That's the root of what even having you to do what you're doing. But I got another thought to that, because I also feel like cheating has nothing to do with the other person. I think that cheating has everything to do with that individual who's cheating. But can people be predisposed? Yes. But it's still their choice if they're going to go ahead, because I could be with someone, who cheated on me, and, rather it was sexual or as far as time, spending time with somebody else, going out to eat or movies or something. And on the other side of it, I'm thinking, well, why? Going back to that intent, like, why are you even doing that? Like, one, we're adults, so we know when we're doing something out of order.
Mm-hmm.
So, and the fact that you know that and you still press the envelope, I need to understand that root,
Mm-hmm.
because that understanding is going to help me to know if in fact there is, because you can forgive, but that don't mean you got to hook back up. But if you are, you can have the understanding to maybe if there is something that you can possibly offer the relationship, then you will know what that is from a root level, but not taking on that accountability that I'm the reason why this person is cheating. Because I don't believe that. I don't believe that any person is the reason that somebody cheats. I believe people can be predisposed, but I don't think that they're the reason. I think it comes down to that person. But yes, you spending time with somebody, going to the movies, on the phone, and you got an intent like you lusting for this person, stuff out of order.
So to me, from what I gather from you and to Bill, see the booty call is this the smashing. Booty call was
Right.
like the 80s, 90s term, smashing is the new term. So the booty call, the smashing is not as significant to me as the intent or the quality time. Because a person can connect with anybody and have some sexual relations.
Come
But
on.
when we cheating from the aspect of spending time, okay, let me say this. From the male standpoint, the booty call may be significant because if we find out that our person, girlfriend,
Is
fiance,
ready.
wife, then got involved in that activity, it strikes our ego. It strikes
Yeah.
our ego. But I think for the ladies specifically, it's more what you was looking. Why you looking so long? Why you? I call it stargazing. When you have
Yeah.
a lady walk past and that's attractive, and then instead of you glancing, you.
Yeah. I think that's disrespectful
Mm-hmm.
when you begin to do that, because now it goes from one thing, you can't control who walk past you and who going back and forth.
Mm-hmm.
It's an innocence that I think is connected to that. If you just see somebody and they in your sphere of view, and you happen to see them and you see them, but when you start lusting after them and things like that, now I feel like it's disrespectful, because if we're in a relationship, we're supposed to honor each other. And I feel like no person should feel like, oh, he looking at me, or he looking at me, because now that leaves the door open, for
Mm-hmm.
the enemy to think that they got away, because that lust is in operation right now.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like we're supposed to shut it down. I see you, I'm okay, I'm looking somewhere else, and I don't think that is something wrong if you see a beautiful woman or a handsome man, but like for real, don't, like you said, don't start
Mm-hmm.
stargazing, because now it becomes disrespectful.
So we
Honor me, honor me, honor me, I
So
honor you.
we cheat, and I'm not saying males or females, I'm just saying collectively as a people, we cheat in our imaginations first before we cheat physically. That's why the statement is cheating is not primarily the act of sexual relation. Cheating involves quality time invested and intent. So when
Yes.
if I don't bring my imaginations into order, I'm investing in something, and then now I'm stirring it up. Now it's going to transition into trying to get a number. Let
Right.
me see if the person gonna come and let me smash real quick on some late night stuff. If not, then I'm gonna open up the line of communication with that individual because my motive is not pure. So I'm really building all this conversation up for the touchdown, for the
Right.
grand prize, you know,
Right.
for the BC. But I like the statement that you made, and I ain't gonna say I like it because it's truth that cheating, we can't blame us cheating on somebody else
Right.
because, as you said before, it's going to be beautiful women walk past handsome guys, and if I'm and personally as a guy, I'm going to look because
Mhm.
I'm interested in women as far as the beauty
Mhm.
externally and internally. But me lusting and stargazing, because to your point, that's something internal. And so
Yeah.
anything that we struggling with internal, there's always going to be an external person or circumstance to see, if it's in there. So I can be lame and
Right.
say, well, I cheated. I don't know why I was talking to her, and I don't know why her number in my phone. Oh yeah, you know why?
Right.
We just don't want to take responsibility of the why, because if I take responsibility, now I gotta own it. Now I gotta change because I was wrong. And it's okay to be wrong, but it's not okay to not admit that habit or mistake is there.
Yeah. I definitely agree with that. I think it goes to the fact that for people who end up in the cheating lane, and when it comes down to them to state their defense, they usually are deflecting and blaming it on the other person. Well, you don't give me sex, or we don't get to hang out, and we don't do these things. And so my response to that is, okay, if those things are taking place, the solution is not to go step out and create damage. The solution is based on communication. If you want to do these things and I'm lacking in those areas for whatever reason, let's have a conversation about it and give me an opportunity to meet you where you are, so now we can build. But people don't realize they would rather go and do what seemed to be easier, which is just to go somewhere else and get what they're seeking, and instead of causing more damage, instead of just talking to their partner and having a hard conversation or a vulnerable conversation. Because it is a vulnerable conversation, especially from a guy perspective to his female. I just want to spend more time with you. What's wrong with that? Maybe I don't realize that. Maybe I'm so consumed with what I'm doing that I don't realize that you're wanting more time. But guess what? If I really care about the relationship and you come and tell me like, hey, babe, can we spend some more time together? I feel like you've been too consumed with what you're doing. If I care about the relationship, I'm like, oh, okay. Well, when you want to do something, let's go ahead and get to it now. Instead of you mad because I'm doing what I'm doing and I'm oblivious to how you feeling. You don't know that I'm legit not doing this purposely. And instead you just go out and go spend time with somebody else, which when I find out, now it's damage. Now we got more to overcome.
So in closing, be careful to not be careful if you're not getting what you need out of the relationship. Communicate that, because it's
Yes.
lame to say, well, I'm not getting what I need, and it's not communicated. And then we step out and begin to open up the door of communication with someone else because the person that we with is not listening. The question is, did we tell them?
Yeah.
Did we communicate? Because I'll tell you this, that if we take that route and open up the line of communication with someone else and we don't experience transformative change, when that person is not meeting the expectation, we'll do the same thing to them.